Hello and welcome back to Alice Talks Football, and today's video, if you have not seen by the title, is 5 things to expect from Manchester United when they take on Tottenham Hotspur. Now, Manchester United play Tottenham Hotspur in the Premier League for game week 4, or our 3rd game, because obviously we missed the first one. And today's video is my match preview for the Manchester United versus Tottenham game, where I talk about 5 things I expect to see in that game, from predicted lineup, tactics, things I expect to see from certain players, things we need to watch out for, what's my predicted scoreline, what's my thoughts, and more. So make sure you stay tuned for that. So please hit that like button if you want Manchester United to beat Tottenham. Subscribe down below if you're new, because there could be a second video going up tonight, depending on if Manchester United actually do something in the transfer market. Because, you know, I want to do a transfer video today, and I think with 3 days of the window to go and Manchester United have not done their transfer business, you know, some news is going to come out in the next day or two to report on, because I'd be very, very surprised if we didn't sign a player, because I have very low expectations for the Glazers. Woodward, Judge, you know, they are very low. But if we don't sign anyone, that's lower than my expectation for them. That's no expectation. So there could be a second transfer video today. So if you subscribe, you'll get notified, because I'm just waiting to see if any news happens on the Sancho or Telles deal, because, you know, one of them has got to be done, because surely the people at the top of our club are just not that bad. Surely, you know, I can't lower my expectations for them. I thought they were as low as they could be. Who knows? Who knows? I'm not going to get into transfer business. I'm not going to get into a transfer rant in this video, because it is a match preview for Tottenham versus Manchester United. And unlike Manchester United, Tottenham have actually got their transfer business done. They've got a second striker in Carlos Vinicius on loan. They've got Bale in on loan. They've got Højbjerg, Doherty, Reguilon. Oh, Daniel Levy has got his business done and we haven't. Damn. Okay, anyway, let's get into the video. So what's the first thing to expect? The first thing I expect to see is my predicted lineup. So this is my predicted lineup on the screen. I know Henderson was great, but as you can see, I've gone with De Gea in goal. And Wan-Bissaka, he looks a little unfit, but I believe he'll play at right back. Luke Shaw will keep his place at left back. Now, I've actually gone with Maguire and Bailly, because Bailly was so good against Brighton in the Carabao Cup. Now, I think he's got to go with Bailly. Now, my 5th point is really going to be talking about why he needs to play Bailly tactically and why I believe he'll play Bailly tactically. I'll get into that. But Bailly's pace is so important. Lindelof is a decent centre-back, okay? He's getting a lot of hate because of that performance, but he's a decent centre-back. But Lindelof and Maguire, they don't work together because they're both slow. You put some pace next to Maguire, it means we're less vulnerable to counter-attacks. You know, Lindelof looked all right the other day because he had some pace next to him to cover him. But we'll get into that in my 5th point. Now, I've gone with Matic as a holding midfielder. I did think about Fred. I think Fred, you know, he does a decent job. And I think, you know, we shouldn't play McTominay as a CDM, it should be Matic and Fred. I think McTominay is more of a box-to-box. I think Matic will keep his place, considering he didn't play the other day and it's Spurs, and Matic is quite a good holding shield for the defence. Now, my midfielders, I really want him to play Van der Beek, because I don't think Pogba is quite fit enough yet. I really don't. But Pogba did score a goal, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he's a manager, as we've seen, that doesn't really like to change things up too much. So I think Pogba will keep his place, and obviously Bruno Fernandes is going to keep his place. Now, Rashford's going to keep his place, Martial's going to keep his place, and Greenwood's going to keep his place. I can pretty much guarantee that. Matip will probably get on the bench, Lingard will probably be on the bench, but I think that will be the squad. Will there be any new signings, Alice? Honestly, I'm going to say there's going to be no new signings in this game, because if we sign a player today, which is Friday, the medical being completed, they're not going to be ready to play. I don't think so. Because it's Manchester United, we can't just do it like, you know, if I had some hope in the club, maybe I'd say Sancho or Telles could play, but I don't think they will. So that is my predicted lineup. The second thing I expect to see is Spurs will have a more positive vibe around the club, more excitement, and that could give them an advantage. Spurs have had a relatively good transfer window. Well, we right now have had a very poor one. Spurs have just come off the back of like a thrashing to some Wi-Fi password Europa League team. But the Spurs right now are in a better place than Manchester United. Even though we finished 3rd, Spurs right now are in a better place than Manchester United. And I think Spurs, they've got that little bit of almost momentum behind them. They haven't been amazing, but I think they have that positive momentum behind them of, we've got new players, we're ready to push forward. You know, we just knocked out Chelsea in the cup. We just, you know, won our Europa League game. Whereas Manchester United, you know, they had 2 poor Premier League performances. They've not signed anyone. Hopefully by then, we would have signed someone. Oh, I bloody hope so, trust me. But I think Spurs have this advantage. So I think the game could go over 2 ways for Manchester United. Spurs walk away with it, we just look absolutely awful, proving we need more signings. Or Manchester United, they show up, they create a positive atmosphere around the club, they create a positive vibe because the players have the ability to win and show us what they can do. I generally think the game will go two ways. I generally think it'll be we play really poor or we play really well. That's how I think it will go, which I guess makes sense. But I just think we're either going to play badly, it's just going to create another negative vibe around our transfer business, or we're going to play well, build some momentum to push off. Because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is a momentum manager. And if we beat Spurs, we beat Brighton twice, we start to build that momentum. And I think we need to get that momentum going again, because obviously it stopped with the pre-season, it stopped against Crystal Palace. If we can build that momentum going again, it can build a more positive vibe around the club. The third thing I expect to see is fitness. I think we've had enough games now to really get back to fitness. I think Spurs have a massive fitness advantage having a pre-season, having played like 4 more games than us already. They literally played a game yesterday and they played a game on Tuesday. Like, Spurs have played a lot more games than us. But will that come to their advantage or disadvantage? Yes, their squad will be more prepared. But Harry Kane's played on Thursday. He's now got to play against Manchester United on Sunday. You know, Son is out. I think Bale is out. You know, but it's Bergwijn, Moura and Kane, but they've got to keep playing and playing again. Obviously, like Lamella as well. They've got some good depth on the wings and stuff, Spurs. But they played twice already this week. We've played once already this week. Even though they're probably more prepared and more match sharp, I actually expect us to have a fitness advantage, which sounds crazy with our no pre-season and how we've lacked fitness in all our games so far, but I do expect Man United to actually have a slight fitness advantage over Spurs because they've had to play a lot of their first teamers, whereas we've given Bruno and Martial a nice refreshing rest. Although I do believe Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Paul Pogba still aren't fit enough. The fourth thing I expect to see is a confident Rashford. Now, Rashford scored a goal versus Brighton. Rashford obviously scored a goal versus Luton. Rashford is a momentum player. You put confidence in Rashford, you put momentum in him, and he is on fire. When we played Tottenham Hotspur at home around Christmas time, Rashford got that penalty, scored the other goal, we almost got a hat-trick. If that Rashford shows up, it could be a very good game for Manchester United. You know, if our attack show up, we can be lethal. We've seen what our attack can do, and Rashford on his day is absolutely world class. And I think with the confidence behind Rashford, you know, this is going to be big for him. I think Rashford could put on a performance, but the only thing that could stop Rashford putting on a performance is if our defence and midfield are too slow getting the ball out to the attack. We need to play the ball quickly and get it to the attack. And if we play the ball quickly and we get it to the attack, I believe Marcus Rashford will play well because he's got confidence and he's a confidence player. Paul Pogba's probably gained some confidence scoring that goal. You know, we did beat Brighton 3-0 easily at the weekend. There is going to be a bit more confidence. And I think one of our most big confidence players is Marcus Rashford, and when he's confident, he's amazing. And I think if we can get the ball to him, he's going to be a problem. My fifth and final thing I expect to see versus Tottenham is Bailly has to play. I know Ole Gunnar Solskjaer doesn't like to risk it, and he doesn't like to change his team around too much, but he has to play Eric Bailly because Spurs have Bergwijn, obviously Son's out, Moura, they have all these pacey wingers, and Reguilon could be playing as well. That's going to be running at our defenders. And as we saw against Crystal Palace and Brighton, when you run at our defenders, Lindelof and Maguire, they hold back, they look a mess, they give time to shoot because they're slow. Eric Bailly is quick. We saw versus Brighton, when they tried to counter-attack us, they couldn't get past Eric Bailly because he's quick enough to recover, whereas Lindelof and Maguire aren't. And Spurs, they've probably seen our weaknesses. If you run at those defenders, if you challenge them with your pace, Man United's defence isn't actually that good. Like, they're two centre-backs, they don't work together. We've got to challenge them more. And I think if you play Eric Bailly, it kind of rules out Spurs counter-attacking. Because Spurs and Mourinho, you know, Mourinho is a part of the bus manager. He'll sit back against Man United and probably counter-attack us. That's what I think he'll do. And that's why I believe Eric Bailly has to play. So, like that video. Like this video if you agree with that. Now, what's my predicted scoreline? I'm going to go smash and grab 1-0 Man United. I think we'll keep a clean sheet if we play Eric Bailly. Now, thank you for watching this video. Please hit that like button, subscribe down below, share this video. Thank you for watching. Hopefully Bruno gets a penalty. So, Hernandez, wipe it in on the rival fans. See you next time.